Good morning, good morning. Coffee Cup Chronicle, day 98, Chesapeake Bay. Keep your claws off my cup. You know why? Because there's good old black coffee in it. That's why. Look at that. And I haven't had any yet. Come to the dark side. It's rare, man. I'm telling you. Look, it's like, I don't even know, 5 in the morning. I couldn't sleep last night. 4:20 is what time I got up. Chesapeake Bay. For those of you that are geographic challenged, that is in Virginia. I am so glad that as a child, my mom and dad traveled some. We had, my uncle was in Tidewater, Virginia, Langley Air Force Base. My aunt was in Arlington, Virginia, right outside D.C. I had another aunt and uncle over in Racine, Wisconsin. So we, Brother Bill went to service. We went to Biloxi, Mississippi. We went. We didn't go all over, but the Chesapeake Bay stands out. My, as I was saying, my Uncle Jack and Aunt Connie, Jack was stationed at Langley Air Force Base, and they came up one summer of '68. And Mom and we were planning on going down in August or something. So my Uncle Jack asked me if I wanted to go down back with them. They had just had baby Rick, and wanted to know if I wanted to go down and spend the summer in Virginia. Man, are you kidding me? You bet. Didn't have to put up with my two brothers. No, that's actually, there's a story about that too. Hopefully this won't get too long. Anyway, I spent the summer of '68 in Tidewater, Virginia. Went down to the James River, saw the site where the Merrimack had sunk. We went to a place called Buckrow Beach. Oh, it was so, that story I got to tell about Chesapeake Bay. So Jack and Connie and baby Rick and I, we load up in the car one morning, and we go over to Buckrow Beach on the Chesapeake Bay. We set everything out, and there was a little pier going out, and Uncle Jack said, "Hey, come on." He says, "See that buoy out there?" He says, "I'll race you to that buoy." I said, "Okay." Young, I'm like, I got this in the bag, right? So we backed up a few steps. We ran out to the end of the pier and jumped in the water. And I swam my little heart out. And I got to the buoy, and as I turned around, there was no Uncle Jack. He's still standing on the pier, and he's laughing. I swim back to the pier, I get up there, and I go, "What's going on?" Let me tell you what, if I took this 180-degree cup of coffee and put it on my arm like this multiple times, that's what was going on. Stingrays, or not stingrays, jellyfish were in the water, and he knew it. Oh my gosh, did that hurt. Now, you may think that was pretty cruel, but it was a learning experience. And I learned my lesson quick. So, a couple months later, when my siblings came down, I challenged my brothers to race out to that buoy. You bet I did. We backed up, we ran, off the pier they went, and I'm standing there, my Uncle Jack's laughing, my dad's looking, going like, "What in the world?" Lessons learned. But listen, let me tell you about another thing about Chesapeake Bay. My brother Daniel, college degree in environmental. I don't know exactly what he does, but I know he spent, I think, close to a year in the Chesapeake. Then again, years later, we were coming back from Buffalo here. We lived in Jackson, South Carolina, and I decided to take a different route. And we ended up over in New York City. and then over to Philadelphia. And then coming down, we took the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel back over. And when we did, the aircraft carrier Carl Vinson was coming out of port. So, of course, you go out and you go down, and when you come up, you could see it. So don't you know, I made a right turn on the next highway I could find, raced down there. We got into a restaurant and watched the Carl Vinson go by. Well, now jet forward 15, 18 years. My niece Casey married Luke. Luke went in the Navy. They got 3 boys. Guess what ship he's stationed on? The Carl Vinson. What goes around comes around. Great area. Tidewater, Virginia. Suffolk, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Virginia. My grandfather was born in Portsmouth, Virginia. My father was born in Portsmouth, Virginia. We have Virginia ties. Yeah. We have ties on the northern and the southern side. I actually, I'm a descendant of the Sons of Confederacy. George Richards fought of the Confederacy. Lived in Maryland, crossed the Potomac River, and joined the Confederacy. When the war was over and reunification happened, or whatever they call it, he couldn't go back, so he ended up living in Bedford, Virginia, and marrying a lady named Mary Witt. Nickname was Molly. So, yeah, folks, when you get older, you remember all that stuff. Enjoy your life, do things. You never know those little things you learn as a kid and a teenager. And here's another one. When I got out of high school, I never realized all the places I would go in my life. I mean, I've been to New Orleans. Same building that Napoleon was in. Been to the Alamo, put my finger in the bullet holes of the Alamo. I've been to Custer's Last Stand. History. I finally did see, I've seen Mount Rushmore twice. Just amazing stuff. So anyway, Coffee Cup Chronicle, Chesapeake Bay, claws off my coffee. And you bet that's true. Now I'm just going to sit here and chill out. Jerry, I love your daughter's videos. Y'all have a great day. Coffee Cup Chronicles, day 98.